Well, talks in Washington, D.C. over the country's infrastructure have included some possible changes to liability insurance for semi trucks. Here to break it all down for us, as he does every week, attorney Tom Sinus of the Sinus Dramus Law Firm. Tom, first of all, talk about the basic principles that apply to semi trucks and how would this proposed federal legislation maybe change that law?
Well, this is a really interesting area, Derek, because it's the intersection of a number of areas of law, including constitutional law, insurance law, and personal injury law. Why do I say that? Well, because when we're talking about semi-trucks, we're primarily talking about semi-trucks that are involved in interstate travel between states. And under the United States Constitution, Congress in Washington has the ability to regulate interstate commerce and therefore trucks that travel across state lines. And they've been doing this for a long time. So here, for example, is the book of regulations that govern semi-trucks and other commercial motor vehicles. And one of the things that we've seen over time is the federal government imposing regulations about insurance requirements, liability insurance requirements. And for some time now, the minimum amount of liability insurance for semi-trucks has been $750,000. And that has not changed for some time. Well, in the course of the infrastructure talks that are going on in Washington, D.C., there has been a bill introduced that would change the minimum amount of liability insurance for semi-trucks driving between states, and it would propose to increase that minimum amount of liability insurance to $2 million. And then it would provide some indexing to inflation so that the amount would go up over time or at least keep pace with inflation.
Tom, talk about maybe why this change might be important in light of the recent changes to our state's auto insurance laws.
Well, that's a great question, too, because what has happened recently is that, of course, in Michigan, people can now choose less than unlimited medical coverage. Well, what does that mean for purposes of a semi-truck crash? Well, of course, we know semi-trucks, given the size that they are more likely to cause a significant amount of harm. Well, if the victim who is harmed has less than unlimited medical expense coverage, then they very well may have a claim against the semi-truck driver, the owner of the truck, et cetera, for the medical expenses that exceed whatever no-fault benefits they have. So what that means is that the larger the insurance policy on the semi-truck, the more it may be likely that the victim, if they have a claim against the semi-truck, can seek liability insurance coverage as to take the place of the medical expense coverage that they may have less of now because of the changes in the no-fault law. So here again, we're seeing this intersection between no-fault and liability claims, and we're seeing it now, and we may see more of it, of course, as things change with regard to semi-trucks.
Things do change. Where do people get more information if they need some help, Tom?
They can find us online at www.sinusdramus.com. Shoot us an email at info@sinusdramus.com or give us a call, 616-301-3333.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Derek.